Today, we're walking through the 6 stages your body goes through when you give it a break from eating. You'll see exactly what happens at each stage, what benefits you get, and why a simple pause from food might be one of the most underrated health tools available. Let's start where every fast begins, and it's a place most people completely misunderstand. The first shift actually happens while you sleep. Picture your body like a house with two power sources. There's the main power grid, which is the food you recently ate, and then there's a giant backup generator in the basement, your stored body fat. For most adults, that backup generator almost never gets switched on because the main power source is always active. Around the 12-hour mark without food, something quiet but important happens. A hormone called insulin finally starts to settle down. Insulin is basically the gatekeeper that decides where the energy from your food goes. When insulin is high, it locks away fat and tells your body to keep using the food you just ate. But when insulin drops, that lock comes off and your body finally gets permission to tap into stored fat for energy. Here's what trips a lot of people up. You might think if you stop eating dinner at 8 p.m. and wake up at 7 a.m., you fasted for 11 hours. Not exactly. The fasting clock doesn't start the moment you swallow your last bite. It starts when insulin finishes dealing with that meal. And a heavy dinner with pasta, bread, or dessert can keep insulin elevated for another 3 or 4 hours. So that 11-hour fast might really only be 7 or 8 hours of true fasting. The easy fix is to stop eating at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. That alone allows your body to enter this first stage while you sleep, giving your digestive system a real break and helping blood sugar settle into a healthier rhythm. Once that gate finally opens, your body starts looking around for what else it can clean up. The internal cleanup crew arrives. Somewhere between 14 and 16 hours, your cells notice that no new food is coming in. And this is where one of the most fascinating processes in the human body begins. Researchers call it autophagy, but you can think of it as your body's internal cleanup crew. Over time, your cells accumulate junk, worn-out parts, damaged proteins, and tiny bits of cellular damage from everyday life. This buildup is one of the reasons people start feeling sluggish, mentally foggy, or simply older than they should be. When this cleanup system kicks in, it sweeps through your cells, removes damaged components, and either recycles them into new parts or burns them for energy. Your cells literally begin refurbishing themselves from the inside out. This process isn't a simple on and off switch. It's always running quietly in the background, but it really starts accelerating once you pass that 16-hour mark. Studies from researchers at institutions like Johns Hopkins University have pointed to this cleanup process as one of the reasons fasting may help protect against age-related decline. For many people, 16 hours becomes the sweet spot. They eat their last meal around 8 p.m. and don't eat again until noon the next day. It fits naturally into daily life. No dramatic skipping breakfast struggle, no exhausting willpower battle. Just a clean, quiet window where the body handles its own maintenance work. But cleaning things up is only the beginning. What happens next is when your body completely changes its fuel system, the fuel switch everyone talks about. Push past the 18 to 20-hour mark and your body starts running low on easy sugar to burn. The stored fuel in your liver is nearly empty, but instead of panicking, your body does something incredible. It calmly walks down to that backup generator and switches it on. Your liver begins pulling fat out of storage and converting it into a clean-burning fuel called ketones. And here's the part that sounds backward until you experience it yourself. Hunger often fades. We've all been taught that the longer you go without food, the hungrier you become. But biology works differently. Hunger is controlled by a hormone called ghrelin, and ghrelin works in waves. It spikes around the times you normally eat, then drops back down if you don't respond to it. Ride out 1 or 2 waves, and suddenly the ocean becomes calm again. Once ketones start flowing, they travel to your brain and send a clear message. There's plenty of fuel available. You don't need to eat right now. A lot of people report that around the 20-hour mark, they feel sharper, calmer, and more focused than they do on a full stomach. The brain loves ketones. It burns them smoothly, which is why that familiar afternoon brain fog often disappears. This is where fasting stops feeling uncomfortable and starts feeling genuinely good. Your body has fully shifted into a new operating mode, and it's only getting started. At 24 hours, that cleanup crew upgrades into a full demolition team. The pace of cellular recycling increases dramatically. Your body stops doing light housekeeping and starts targeting the oldest, most inflamed, and most damaged cells in your system. And this matters more than most people realize. A lot of the daily discomforts people over 40 deal with, stiff knees in the morning, lingering shoulder pain, that heavy, sluggish feeling after meals, can often be traced back to chronic low-grade inflammation. It's like a smoke alarm quietly beeping in the background for years. At around 24 hours, your body begins silencing those alarms. Your gut also gets a real vacation during this stage. The lining of your intestines works non-stop every single day, absorbing nutrients while blocking harmful substances from entering the body. A 24-hour break gives that lining time to repair small tears and strengthen itself. A published review in the journal Cell Metabolism highlighted how longer fasting windows may support gut lining repair and help reduce inflammatory markers in the blood. People who occasionally add a single 24-hour fast into their routine often notice calmer digestion, reduced joint stiffness, and gradual improvements in body composition. Not because of extreme calorie restriction, but because the body finally had enough time to clean out the garage. And once that cleanup is done, your body turns its attention toward protecting something important. This next stage completely destroys one of the biggest fasting myths. A lot of people believe that if you go 2 full days without eating, your body will immediately start destroying muscle for fuel. But the actual biology says the opposite. Around the 48-hour mark, your body activates a surprisingly powerful protective mechanism. Human growth hormone levels can rise to roughly 5 times their normal baseline. Most people associate growth hormone with bodybuilders or athletes, but during a fast, it serves a completely different purpose. It acts like a bodyguard for your muscle tissue. Instead of allowing the body to break down muscle for energy, it pushes the body to continue burning stored fat, exactly what you want during a fast. Clinical research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism observed this growth hormone surge during supervised fasting studies, while lean muscle mass remained largely preserved in participants who still had adequate body fat stores. Your body isn't stupid. If food became scarce in nature, the last thing your body would do is destroy the muscles you'd need to go out and find more food. It protects them aggressively. One important thing to remember, though, breaking a 48-hour fast with pizza or a giant bowl of pasta is usually a terrible idea. Your digestive system has been resting for 2 days, and suddenly overwhelming it with heavy food can cause bloating, discomfort, and massive blood sugar spikes. A smarter approach is to reintroduce food gently. Bone broth, soft-boiled eggs, grilled fish, avocado, light, easy-to-digest foods. Give your stomach an hour or 2 to wake back up before eating a larger meal. And once you understand how to handle 2 full days, you arrive at the stage that genuinely shocked researchers. At 72 hours, something remarkable happens. Researchers at the University of South Carolina documented a study in 2014 showing that prolonged fasting may help trigger a major immune system reset. Here's what they observed. After 3 days without food, the body started clearing out old, worn-out white blood cells, immune cells that had been circulating too long and were no longer functioning efficiently. Then, once participants began eating again, stem cells received signals to generate a brand new wave of fresh immune cells. The study focused on patients undergoing chemotherapy, and researchers observed that prolonged fasting appeared to help regenerate parts of the immune system after treatment. Some researchers even described it as one of the most dramatic natural regeneration cycles documented in human biology, a true factory reset for the body's defense system. Now, obviously, this isn't something people should jump into casually. A 72-hour fast should only be attempted by healthy adults, ideally with proper guidance, especially if someone is taking medication or managing a medical condition. But the point remains, your body has a built-in reset system, and it sits behind a door labeled 72 hours. And how you break a fast this long matters enormously. Those new immune cells need real building blocks, quality protein, healthy fats, and whole foods, not soda and ultra-processed junk food. But before you decide to attempt a 3-day fast next weekend, there's one final idea that ties all of this together. And honestly, it's probably the most important point of all. The goal of fasting isn't to prove how long you can survive without food. The real goal is to train your body to smoothly switch between fuel sources. This ability is called metabolic flexibility. When your body becomes metabolically flexible, it can easily move between burning the food you just ate and burning stored body fat, without energy crashes, headaches, or desperate cravings in the middle of the day. You simply feel stable. Some people build this flexibility with a daily 16-hour fasting window. Others eat normally most days and keep 1 or 2 days lighter each week. Both approaches can work. The method matters far less than consistency. And here's something most people overlook. Your liver operates on an internal clock. If you eat breakfast at 6 a.m. one day, skip it the next, have brunch at 11 a.m. on weekends, then eat midnight snacks on Friday nights, your body starts getting confused. It's basically like flying across time zones every few days. That inconsistency creates low-grade stress, and eventually you start feeling worse instead of better. Pick an eating window you can realistically stick with, and try to open and close it around the same time each day. That steady rhythm signals safety to your body and allows all these powerful internal processes to run properly. So let's quickly recap what happens when you give your body a real break from eating. At 12 hours, insulin drops and stored fat becomes accessible. By 16 hours, cellular cleanup begins accelerating. Around 20 hours, ketones rise, hunger fades, and mental clarity sharpens.
At 24 hours, deeper repair processes kick in, and inflammation begins dropping.
At 48 hours, growth hormone rises to help preserve muscle while your body continues burning fat. And around 72 hours, you don't need to chase every stage. Your body begins clearing out older immune cells so it can rebuild fresh ones once you start eating again. Just find a rhythm you can consistently maintain, stick with it, and let your body do what it already knows how to do. Sometimes, a little time away from food might be one of the simplest gifts you can give yourself.